Good evening, folks. The fatigue is setting in, and it seems like more in the press box than it is down on the ice. We're back trying to cover the game live as best we can. St. Pete's pushing it in deep. They'll go around the back of the net. Pushed up by the Falcons. We'll get a stoppage in play here with 8:25 left in the first. Face-off right to the left of Braden Hennessy for the Falcons. Looks like Nick Sizowick will take the face-off for the Falcons. Opposite him is Zaire Emerson. An incredible name and a great opportunity. This one back for Jackson Schuller. Given a little space, and it'll go up and around, going back out to center, and it'll come all the way back down. Jacob Roche will chase it. No icing as it was shot by St. Peter's. Pushed up to Kappel. Kappel will intercepted. Kappel down low to Sizowick, looking for center. Can't quite get through. Brody York knocks that one away, so it does not connect with Jake Robbins. Out to the front. Knock it in. Off the shin pads. John Del Duchetto can't quite get it through. Duchetto will get it back out to center. Kappel with it. Kappel will bring it in. He's got some help with Sizowick. Doesn't want it. He'll try and shoot it himself. Back out in front. Can't quite connect. Sizowick on goal. Held in by Roth. Roth will try and get it back towards the center. It'll come back around. Kappel will have to try and handle it. Kappel trying to keep it in the zone. Able to. Sizowick in his feet and can't quite control it to get an opportunity to challenge Brody York. And they'll clear the zone. Schuller pushing ahead. Schuller into the corner. Knocked off of it. Joining him is Carter Detman. But it'll be knocked back down for an icing. Stoppage of play with 6:58 back in the first. And that's the joys of live TV, folks. The fatigue setting in mostly in the press box, but we'll make it work, and we want to bring the broadcast right to you. That's the Sports Broadcast Solutions way. Happened to lose our stream key, but we found it. Taking the face-off for St. Peter's. Number 49, Nolan Mazzella. And it'll be covered by Hennessy. Well, what a day. And the nightcap is still being just as exciting. 0-0 thus far, and a little bit of excitement up here as we're trying to figure out the stream, but we should be back live.
How you feeling, Steve? You knocking down yet? You getting back up?
I get knocked down and I get up again.
That's exactly what it does. Yeah, sorry about that again, folks. We're glad we're back up and running. Glad we haven't missed a whole lot of scoring. That is sure to change in this high-scoring matchup. We've seen a lot of high scoring between these teams when they faced off in the regular season. Oh, man, I love hockey.
Oh, it's an exciting game, and we're having an exciting one today.
Just want to thank everybody here at the Recplex. Very polite coming up to us. We had some issues. We worked it out. Thank you to the St. Peter's fans, the Falcons fans, and also my mother. Thanks, Mom.
Much appreciated to help us get the stream back on track. St. Pete's behind the goal, looking to clear the zone, coming around. It'll end up in the hands of number 33, Chase Dickerson, before it's pushed back out and be handled by Alex Filkin. Down into the corner. Filkin not trying to give an inch to the St. Peter's forwards. Enough to clear the zone, but Dickerson will take that back for himself. Curcio trying to challenge, but it'll come back down. Filkin will handle it and will move it over to Barrett Klein. Knock it in. Jacob Roche will handle it behind the net, knock it into the corner, push it ahead. Del Duchetto, after a feed from Roth, will handle it. Sizowick will challenge, but Roth will end up chasing it as he is joined by a host of St. Peter's forwards. So 14 hours of hockey, a lot of overtime games. It's really been an incredible day of hockey. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. We've already said just about all of them.
There's only so many hockey terms in the hockey encyclopedia. We're going through all of them, but something tells me that these Falcons and these St. Peter's teams have something else in store for us, even though we're at a scoreless stalemate so far.
It may change here in just a second, trying to dangle right through. Can't get all the way through is Henry Sherwood. It'll be brought back out to center. Detman will knock it in deep, a high fly ball. It'll go over the goal. Back out, pushed out to center. Sizowick chasing it. He decides better of it and decides to go for the change. It'll still be an icing. We'll get a stoppage and play. 4:16 to go. Face-off. Down over by Hennessy.
Feels like a majority out of these games. This might be the only one where we have just about a scoreless first period. I think we did have one earlier that was broken with a late power play goal, but not a lot of penalties early, not a lot of non-disciplined actions. Just think two teams going at it. I mean, I know we're talking about exhausted. These two teams have been playing hockey since the regular season kicked off in mid-September, and they've waited all day to play their final game of the season. I know they're just as exhausted, if not even more.
Absolutely, and it's been a physical game thus far, so you're already seeing some of the fatigue, not necessarily setting in, but it's already showing, and Capel with a takeaway, and he'll be rubbed out, and that'll draw the arm and attention of an official. Looks like looks like Lucas Radotti will head to the box.
It's a packed house over there in the penalty box for St. Peter's. I mean, they've been taking it to the Falcons in their regular season matchups. You know, going back, they played 3 straight against them in late January after losing to the Falcons first 6-4, following it up with 5-4 and 3-0 wins.
Sizowick, a great opportunity. And St. Pete's will get it back and are able to push it out. Fielded there and pushed ahead. Here comes Peppers. Peppers pushing ahead. Klein looking to be there with him, but it's pushed away. Physical game. Detman trying to make something happen shorthanded, but they'll call it an offsides, and we'll try again at center. An incredible day of games. A lot of excitement, ups, downs, laughs, cries.
He's only joking about some of those, folks, I promise. And the one thing I'll add to that is what really makes it all worth it and why we're not complaining. We have smiles on our faces. It's what it means to all these young athletes. Great save, being able to pounce on it there by the Peters goaltender. But, I mean, it means so much to these kids. They're going to continue on in their hockey careers, whether it's here locally, whether they continue on to do bigger and better things like Phil Kessel, former CSDHL. We haven't said his name in a while, but Phil the Thrill once started up here in Madison specifically for the Capitals. But it's just the pride all these players have, what it means to the families. So thank you for inviting us into your homes. I guess you got us whether you liked it or not.
There you go. Sizowick will dump it into Peppers, see what he can do with it in the corner. He'll knock it back up towards Del Dicetto, but it'll be kept down towards the corner. Del Dicetto will back away, hold off on the pinch, and he'll handle it at center before knocking it back in, and that'll be an offsides. Sizowick heading for a change. One thing that's really important about this Falcons team, that was a big deal earlier in this game because they had a lot of suspensions. Now that's a little bit of a sidebar because if you get a game misconduct, anything that's based on fighting will result in a 3-game suspension. And they were dealing with a really short bench, 8 skaters and 8 skaters only this morning. Now a little bit more full of a bench, and all the kiddos are still jumping for joy. Hopefully we'll be jumping for joy on a power play goal. They've got 54 seconds to do so.
I was talking to the parents of Sennett Strauss before. The goaltender put on an incredible performance in our early morning game this morning. Of course, he's substituted in for by Braden Hennessy in net right now, but Mr. Strauss was telling me, yeah, got a lot of skaters back. We're definitely going to be a little more healthy out there, surely because we're not going to have as many guys as gassed. Got a new goaltender out there, so the Falcons are on the up and up right now. It's a matter of fact of who's going to punch through first. They sure want it to be them with all these fresh legs out there on the ice.
And Brody York will cover it, prevent them from jumping for joy just yet. And we'll get a line change. Got Filkin, Klein, Curcio, Love, and Jake Robbins closing it out. See what they can do on this power play. Love challenging with the tie-up, but it's going to be cleared away by St. Pete's, excuse me.
There's too many Saints with the P name, to be honest with you.
Well, it's a very Catholic region. The whole Midwest.
Chicagoland Extended, I believe you called it?
Chicagoland Plus. Chicagoland et al.
At the biggest rec complex in the United States. If we hadn't said it enough, we're going to say it one more time. This place is pretty freaking cool.
You can't argue with that. Great facilities here. The ice is phenomenal. The locker rooms are nice and clean. The bathrooms are clean. And a great restaurant in-house. So come on down. We hope to see you tomorrow for a championship Sunday.
We should start doing sponsor reads on some of these.
We ought to. There was a gentleman up here, his kid plays for one of these teams. He was looking to see if his fencing business could get some attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, we do sports. We are Sports Broadcast Solutions, after all.
Well, right now we're hoping for some defense if you're St. Pete's.
This is what you talk about after 14 hours of hockey, folks. And you know what? Would you want it any other way, Steve?
Not at all.
That's what
Sizowick,
I
an
thought.
opportunity. Sizowick, a chance on the other side. Love, an opportunity, but can't quite connect. Sizowick chasing it. One of the best opportunities we've seen from this Falcons team thus far today as we get down to a minute to go in this first period. Peppers challenging in the corner. Max Madrid, his opposite number. Winding up, on goal. Rebound chance. Oh, what a save! An absolute web gem from Brody York. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Sizowick, shut down by York. Sizowick, another. York says no. Just wait for the Brody chance that started his next level of play. What a performance. Brody York, a brick wall formed on one side of the ice.
Maybe MVP chance, too. Whatever you want, but praises to throw at him. Brick wall York over there. I think you said it best. I mean, my goodness. I didn't know how much higher those cheers could get here in the stands. Well deserved, though, for York, keeping this game a scoreless tie.
What a performance. This will be a goalie matchup, and with 6 seconds left in the first, we might have our first scoreless period of the day. They'll clear the zone, and that'll do it for the first period. A score only a goalie can love. It's 0-0. Falcons and St. Pete. What do you think of the first, Andy?
I mean, not much to say. Like you say, only a score a goalie could love. It's not for lack of opportunities, however. I think we're seeing the prowess of whether it's the Falcons' Braden Hennessy, who's taken over for Senna Strauss, who we saw earlier. St. Peter's, I mean, we were just gawking at the ability right there of York, who was in net for St. Peter's. Other than that, I feel like these teams are connecting on their passes at the rate they want to. Of course, maybe seeing that they're out of sight of the title game might be factoring into that a little bit. But you want to build good habits. That's the one thing we have to stress on this, especially at this level. Build winning habits now. Even if you don't win, it's going to make you win a lot in the future.
Incredibly so. We'll talk more about the championship and where these two teams land after the break. We'll be right back on Sports Broadcast Solutions, CSDHL Hockey, coming at you.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
And we're kicked off here in the second period. The frozen tundra, Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Andy Diedrich here with me. I'm Steve Taylor. We're presenting the final game of a busy Saturday of CSDHL hockey. It's championship weekend. We're only waiting on championship Sunday. St. Peter's controlling in the corner, looking to center, can't quite solve. Braden Hennessy. breakout opportunity, but
Falcons wanted a tripping penalty there going against Marlo Capel, who showed his offensive skills with a goal early, did not get it. Not a whole lot of protesting, though. I think they understand that that was just incidental contact up along the boards on the far side.
And now we do see the arm of the referee come up. It's going to be an interference call. It looked like they interfered with one another, Daldicetto and Capel, both tumbling to the ice. But it'll be Daldicetto that finds his way to the box, and 2 minutes for the man advantage for St. Pete's, hoping to break through. Scheller, Zaire on the near side, joined by Rock on the defensive near side. Abachan on the far side. Taking it all the way back. Challenge. And not quite getting the same interference call that they expected from the other side, passing it ahead. It's Gavin Zagorski trying to get an edge on, I believe that's Klein. Can't quite do so. Goes over the net, comes back out towards center. Abachan trying to dump it in. Challenging him is Strassman. Strassman into the corner. Him and his buddies, that's Filkin. And it'll come back out for St. Pete. They'll regroup and try again. Bodies over bodies and another whistle. Looks like we might have a 5-on-3 opportunity for St. Peter's.
I think he's going to visit the box, but before, he's been given some good touches and some good sticks. One of the new additions we didn't see in that previous game, Nick Sasuski, who will be visiting the box, allowing St. Peter's with the 5-on-3. Some breathing in some fresh life to this Falcons team that I think is in need of such a thing at a time like this.
Incredibly so. Anything to help break through. So now the Falcons find themselves on their heels. They've got their best line out. It's Peppers, it's Love. But now a steal and a potential opportunity as Henry Sherwood tries to control it, passing over to Madrid. Madrid tries to get it deep, trying to get some presence in the front of the net. Nolan Manzella challenging right alongside Gray Roth. Love trying to cover the top. Can't quite get it. Madrid on goal, but not quite. Hits the end boards. Peppers challenging. Looking for the wraparound. Oh, denied. Braden Annecy. He said, Senate Strauss, you had a game. It's my turn.
Hennessy and Co. holding firm. Still a half minute on the 5-on-3. Then still having to weather a power play for the next half minute after that.
Just a little bit of a miscommunication for St. Pete. And sure enough, Love is able to clear the zone. Madrid will have to go back and wait for the rest of his team.
Doesn't have to be pretty. The more time off the clock, the less time in the zone for St. Peter's, the better for this Falcons on the PK.
They don't ask how they ask how many. Opportunity. A stoppage in play. It was played with a high stick. 6 seconds on the 5-on-3. And we'll find ourselves back at a standard power play for another 45 seconds.
St. Peter's finally smelling the blood in the water, showing that offensive pressure. Of course, 5-on-3. If you weren't doing that, it'd be maybe looked upon a little strangely, but all it takes is that little bit of momentum. Good shots beget good shots, whether it's building the confidence up, whether it's getting a rebound chance. Over the course of a game, a period, or even a singular possession, got to keep throwing that puck towards Gage.
Bend but don't break. Face-off in the friendly end of the ice for the Falcons. And a shot on goal by Capel. Make him work for it, but Brody York, he's already clocked in. And that'll end the first penalty. So all that's left is the interference penalty by Sizowick. Love with the face-off. Gets control of it. Coming around the outside is Dominic Pfeiffer. Down in the near corner. Pfeiffer trying to knock it back. Love back to chase. Number 71, Baze Bizzelli out there for St. Pete's.
That's another great name, added to the 24 great names we've had so far today.
Taking it up is Wes Klein. Curcio challenging down low. Capel following him. Filkin will hold it in, and it'll end up on goal. An opportunity, but can't quite get loose. Brody York locks it down. A bear trap with his glove.
Bouncing puck sometimes causes more havoc than you think it would. The easy play turns into a bit of a hard play. It skips over one stick, through a skate. All of a sudden, that goalie's like, we got a puck right in front of me. What am I going to do with it? Easily frozen. Made it look easy, of course, by the St. Peter's tender in York. Still holding firm. Scoreless tie. I really can't believe it's gone this long after I was touting the high-scoring abilities of these teams against one another.
Redouty bringing it in. Here's some jingling of the post. A redirect, a great opportunity. It's Nicholas O'Brien on the redirect. A second opportunity. A feed from the corner. Looked like Nolan Percy.
Nicholas O'Brien, that was a professional-looking redirect that almost found the far post from where he was standing on the left side of the slot. He's got something there if he wants to continue with it as he's looming in the slot once again.
O'Brien looking for more. Redouty trying to feed him. Challenge into the corner, and it's cleared out to the center by the Falcons. Curcio assisting his man, Jake Robbins. Knocking it over to the far corner. O'Brien will take it himself. He'll dump it in on goal, and we'll get a covered puck by Hennessy. 9:20 left in the middle frame. So the big thing about this is the larger format of the tournament. These teams are playing their last game of the season. Now, it's unfortunate because these are two very good teams that had a lot of adversity and some puck bounces that didn't quite go their way. But what does it mean, Deke? What can you tell me about what this means for these two teams as they play the nightcap here? They're not giving up. You're already seeing parts of that right now.
Sometimes it's more, especially at this level, and I think a lot of people that have played sports all through their lives can relate to this. It's more than just the achievements at the end of the year. No one sets out on a journey to play on a team just to win accolades, just to win the trophies, and make it to the banquet and have your mom dress you up in a cute little shirt, get that photo on Instagram. It's about pride. It's about playing the game that you love. It's about playing it with the respect that it deserves. This game doesn't deserve your half effort. This game was forged hundreds of years ago by some of the finest athletes ever. Continues to be that way. And doing anything less than 100% your best is a disgrace to the game, your teammates, your coaching staff, and most importantly, yourself.
It's a crazy game. We strap knives to our feet and hope for the best as Madrid takes it in. He's hoping for the best. He's got some help down low. Looking over to Black, his opposite defenseman. Black will see if he can wind up. Oh, a bounce, and it just doesn't quite get a positive bounce as Gavin Zagorski out front. Knocking in, looking for Black. Can't quite get through. It'll be Love trying to knock it out, and he can't quite get it out. Love will have it behind the goal, just looking to clear it down the ice, and it'll end up towards center. And then it'll be dumped back in. Coming around. Gray Roth. Back up towards the center. St. Pete will have it. Looking down low. Nolan Manzella. Feed in. Up and over the goal. Looking at options.
All this time on attack, not a lot of shots on goal. And, you know, for the Falcons, they're going to ice that and get it out of harm's way. Maybe they didn't need to do that, though, because I know that they're the ones on the defensive side. But they're really weathering the storm of the St. Peter's attack with not a lot of shots that are actually heading towards the net.
Doing what they can to try and control the flow of this game, especially when finding yourselves on your heel in the middle frame. Anything to get a stoppage and play and get some fresh bodies on the ice. Capel will find his way back out there. Filkin finds his way in the back. Number 37. Excuse me, 97. That'll be Barrett Klein out there as well. And Sizowick. Pushed ahead by Klein. It's going to be on the near boards here. Pushed ahead, Sizowick chasing after it. Peppers will join him. Peppers going to challenge right there on the puck. Big physical guy. He's going to play a big physical game. Sizowick going to help him out, but it'll end out back towards Filkin and Klein and will be covered by Hennessy. But Hennessy's going to let it go and will play on. Filkin out towards center. Sizowick chasing after it, and it will stay in the zone, but be cleared right back out by Filkin. Filkin challenging. Filkin's been a really solid defensive player as he challenges number 33, 22, Max Strassman of St. Peter's. Moving ahead, Sizowick wants to see if he can get there first. He can. Looking towards the center. Options for Peppers, but can't quite connect. Peppers ends up below the goal line, and so the opportunity disappears. Klein will dump it back in, see if he can find Sizowick. Sizowick will try and take it back in. He'll see what he can do a second time around. It'll go a little wide. Klein will chase after it. Sizowick controls. Klein will take over. Challenging on the boards. Peppers will help out with the challenge, but it'll end out back towards center, and St. Pete's will control the puck. Bringing it in. Manzella clears out. An opportunity if they hurry. Peppers looking on goal. Oh, Brody York just says no. He only has one word in his entire vocabulary, and I think you know what it is.
I think in Spanish it's no.
Exacto mundo.
Owen Peppers had a pair of goals in this morning game for the Falcons, and a lot of them look just like that. He's got a absolute flamethrower of a wrist shot. I think if he fired that just about anywhere else towards the net, he might have had a chance of that peeking through. But York in that net, standing tall. Got to give credit to that St. Peter's defense getting back in the nick of time to force a change in that trajectory.
We talk about the opportunities. Curcio down below. And it'll be pushed back as far as center, but not all the way out. Roth can hold it in. Curcio trying to help him out there. Curcio into the corner, fighting on the boards. And it'll end out back towards center. There's an opportunity. It's 2-on-2. Let's see if they can get ahead. Over an opportunity they just can't quite connect. A close one from Mason Bame. And it'll end back out for an icing and a face-off right in front of Hennessy. We talk about these opportunities and how plentiful they've really been. It's incredible to still find ourselves in a scoreless tie.
At some point, I guess this is something I think we've repeated since we first threw the puck down at center ice this morning, is the more opportunities you get at this level, something's going to give. Nobody's defense is perfect, especially at this level. You're still trying to teach a lot of the fundamentals of the game, how for them to play as a team. It's not that these guys are falling over each other on the skates, but it takes a team defense to be able to stop a prolific attack. And while the team defense has been good here, there are certainly some offensive opportunities that have been squandered. Both these coaching staffs might want to repeat on film.
Absolutely, and we'll give them an opportunity. You can watch this game the next day. It'll be uploaded on YouTube. Same link as the stream link. We apologize for the partial link, but it'll be a great opportunity. Come check us out. Sizowick will take the face-off.
Just blame me, if anything. Don't blame anybody else. Everybody else is an angel. It's me.
Two commentators fighting over the blame up here as we watch this face-off.
We're having a nice guy battle. We're so close to Canada, we're turning into the Canadians.
Emerson Zaire almost wins the face-off. Sizowick pulls it out, and it'll clear the zone. Chasing after it. Sizowick first. He's joined by his buddy, not Brody York, the other team, Trip Oakford. Find its way in the corner. Filkin able to clear it out of harm's way, but it's coming right back into harm's way. But there's no better person you want in front of that than Filkin. It'll end up back on Hennessy, but it'll go just out of his reach. Not quite an icing, just a little bit too close. Filkin able to push it out. And they'll all have to retreat back to center. Pushed ahead. Redutive. Excuse me, Reduti. Madrid taking it up. Looking to see if he can get somewhere himself. He's got his helps. Looking for Zaire. Zaire drops it off, but nobody home. Real close. He had Gavin Zagorski in the area. Right alongside Emerson Zaire.
Probably half a dozen times, both of these teams have been one or two soft touches away from an absolute red carpet of a goal. Just being able to walk up to it, almost kick it in with your skate.
And a great opportunity that just doesn't quite connect. It's Nick O'Brien. He called for the puck, but couldn't quite get a hold of it before it went down for an icing. And so now the Falcons have a great opportunity. They're going to keep Capel, Del Deschetto, Peppers, Love, all out on the ice. Wes Curcio joining them. But it'll go to St. Peter's. St. Peter's looking for the breakout. Looking for Black. He's got Black on the rebound, but no rebound will be had. Braden Hennessy locking it down.
And that's just another fundamental right there. You got to stick to your guns, limiting rebound chances. How many times in today's games, if you talk to the fans of these teams, those rebound chances just wide open and plentiful. That's how the scoring starts, and then the floodgates get going. A little bit of confidence goes a long way for a hockey team, especially one that's laboring to try and get open looks at this open net.
Absolutely. Pfeiffer over to the corner. Back up ahead to Jackson Schuller. Schuller looking for an opportunity, looking to see if he can find O'Brien in the front. O'Brien will help him out, but they can't quite connect, and they'll be able to clear it out of harm's way as Kappel. They've got 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kappel, he's got help with Curcio. Kappel's going to try and do it himself, and it's going to be denied. Coming back the other way, it's St. Pete. Schuller going to take it himself. He's got Black with him. Pushed out to the outside by Del Deschetto, looking for Black, but can't quite connect. Coming around to the top of the key here, as they would say in basketball. Black, opportunity right in front, all the way through the crease. And a soft pass. O'Brien may have an opportunity, but it's knocked away by Peppers. Put it ahead. Black may have an opportunity. Knocks it back. Schuller can't quite get a hold of it before it's cleared out. It's Love clearing ahead to Robbins.
I'll have a point there, and we'll watch this first.
And they finally break through. It's a goal. And who else? It's Jackson Schuller.
A scoreless tie finally broken. You know Jackson Schuller's cool. He spells his name with an X. Perfect opportunity, finally capitalized on by St. Peter's. And I got to give credit to not only him, but the rest of this St. Peter's front that's just been applying that pressure, whether it's Nicholas O'Brien with some redirect opportunities, standing right in front of the crease, making and wreaking some havoc on Braden Hennessy. Any of the other skaters up there, something was bound to give. Figured this wasn't going to go 0-0 for much longer, and there we have it.
I guess the question now is, does that open the floodgates, or is that just the one and only goal we might see tonight? I'm sure the Falcons will have something to say about it here as they clear it out of the zone, push ahead to Sizowick.
That is the saying. You can only win a hockey game 1-0 in one way, where you score 1 and the other team scores 0. I don't know if that's actually a saying. I think I'm just making stuff up at this point.
Well, if there's one goal on the score sheet, someone walks away with a dub.
That was probably a much better way to say it, folks. Listen to Steve.
Don't worry, you'll get there.
He's calling me a young grasshopper, whippersnapper over here.
A lot of opportunities. We've still got 1:46. It took most of the game before we actually got a break in the ice. Finding ourselves over the halfway point in this one. Klein will challenge and dump it in. Pepper's close by, going to see if he can get ahead. He'll challenge it. He's got Curcio there to help him out. Also an opportunity towards the front, but nobody home. Clearing it out. Peppers, an opportunity. Pepper still has it himself. He wants it. Still loose in front. Oh, Brody York. Brody York, have yourself a game. Goodness gracious me.
One of the few mistakes York maybe made, not being able to corral that puck before it got into harm's way. That puck was just sitting all by itself in the crease. No one was able to grab it. Back to neutral ice we go.
Challenging it at the front of the ice there. Got Jacob Roche. Peppers taking it in deep. Peppers to the corner. He's rubbed out by Max Madrid. Looking to clear the zone, pushing ahead. It's Nolan Percy. Pushing it even further ahead. It's Nolan Manzella. Nolan to Nolan action. There's the sitcom name for the St. Pete's hockey team. It's Nolan to Nolan. Our cameraman, Dan Pfeiffer, says he's got about a 6 out of 10 on that.
All right. I thought we were going to get through the day without one of those, Steve. Come on. Hold on.
Here's
you got
a breakaway.
This.
Shot and score! Mason, boom! With 12.4 left in the middle frame, Mason Bain. Oh, he's swimming. He loves it. Let him, Selly.
Let the kids have some fun. Mason Bain certainly doing just that. Now a 2-goal lead for Mason Bain and the St. Peter's squad. What is it about these couple minutes right before the second period ends? Teams maybe let their guard down a little bit. Could spell doom for them, glory for the others.
And with 2 seconds and 1, that'll do it for the middle period. And we'll look back at these last 2 periods. And what do you think so far, D?
I mean, the story of the game was that it was a goaltender's battle after that first period. Opportunities were eventually going to break through, as still have some pushing and shoving here on the ice, or at least some conversations extenuating past the final whistle. But the point is, St. Peter's was able to get that puck in their own zone to do something with it for a majority of the time while handling the Falcons' attack. The goals didn't even come on power plays. They just knew, continue to fire at the net and good things will happen. You're going to find yourself in much better situations than when you started the game. Get some fresh legs, good line changes on there. They got a multi-goal lead.
Some great opportunities resulting in a 2-0 lead. St. Pete's up above the Falcons, as we will take a quick break and be back here in Pleasant Prairie for the third and final period of our octet.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
We're back in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. More CSDHL action. It's the final frame between the Falcons and St. Peter's. It's the nightcap, our 8 p.m. game. Sizowick will take the face-off and we'll get started. Go back to Bain. Excuse me, not Bain, that's Dominic Pfeiffer on defense. But an opportunity. Centering pass, just cannot connect. Lucas Redouty looking for the opportunity. Bizzelli over here on the near side. Bizzelli pushing ahead. Doldicetto pushing it back. Not in control. Opportunity! And just cannot connect. Couple St. Pete's right in front.
They are.
Bizzelli holding it in before it's knocked right back out by Doldicetto. Trying to push it ahead. We're seeing some opportunities coming for the Falcons, but nothing that can finally connect just yet. Capel looking for it, but it's taken back away. Looking for a centering pass, trying to connect with Nolan Percy. Bizzelli knocking it back in. Lucas Redouty down below the goal line. But we're going to get a stoppage in play. Looks like an interference call. Some argument from both the player and the fan base about whether or not Redouty was guilty of the interference.
Doesn't matter how much in dire straits you're in. You tell a hockey player to stop playing hard and stop being physical, they're going to laugh in your face. Not surprised to see more penalties down the stretch. Both teams still want to win this game. Doesn't matter if it's not even for glory, if it's just for bragging rights, if it's for $1 they find on the ground. Why not go out there and give it your all? It's
a lot of competitive teams out here today. Sizowick going to look to try and get it straight on goal. It'll end up back towards the blue line. Love will handle it. Sizowick below the goal line. It's going to fire. Out in front. Rebound. Score! Max Strassman breaks. Brody York will not go home with a shutout, which is quite the shame because he's had a great day. But Max Strassman, oh my goodness, finally on the doorstep. The Falcons able to connect.
Took maybe the third or fourth power play, but that man advantage has to break through at some point. Again, it's a very simple notion. This is why you repeat it so much, is you have to keep making the defense continue to be just about perfect, because one mistake on offense, maybe you turn it over, you can get back and play the puck in the neutral zone. One mistake on defense, and you find yourself in a goal deficit before you know it. So that one mistake Had to wait for the right time to get it. Good to see we got anybody's game with about a dozen minutes to go.
With a late period goal by St. Peter's and an early period goal by the Falcons, we only have a 1-goal deficit. We've got ourselves a game, folks. St. Pete, interception. Able to take control. Opportunity. Cannot quite connect. It'll be down below the goal line. Jackson Schuller. Coming out to the top of the key. Gavin Zagorski will handle it. He'll knock it back in lower. Fight in the corner for the puck. It'll come out. Filkin will handle it. He'll knock it as far as Strawman to the dots. Strassman. Wide open. Oh my goodness, what a save! Braden Annecy sprawling out, using every inch of the stick to stop the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, thank your goaltenders when you get home. Oh my goodness, what a save.
It's a thankless task being between the pipes sometimes, but this time it's going to get some sugar from all of his teammates. You heard that bench getting riled up for Annecy. That net minor needs some love too, and I think he's getting his fair share of it so far.
We talk about momentum. Let's see how it shifts as we continue in this third period. Cleared out towards center. Sizowicz. Oh, he's got an opportunity. He's got a breakaway shot. Oh, just saved by Brody York. Suzuki, excuse me. Knocked out towards center. Handled back, it's Madrid. Madrid looking to dump it in. No icing call, it'll come around the outside. Receiving it is number 38, Carter Detman. Looking towards the center. Able to clear it out, it's Filkin. Excuse me, that's number 6, that's Kappel. Kappel looking towards the center, he's got Robbins. Cannot quite connect, doesn't get the shot off on goal. Suzuki looking towards center. Knocked away, Sherwood couldn't handle it. Knocked in by Kappel. And it'll be just behind the goal. Get a change out for the Falcons. Curcio trying to challenge Detman, excuse me. Trying to break out.
A key thing late in some of these games you'll see is a lot of players, whether they're on the losing side and want to hit the tying goal, the equalizer, or they want to hit the dagger on the winning side, start to get, we like to say, their hockey stick, get their eyes a little bigger than their hockey stick. They kind of get that puck in, go towards the defender instead of waiting for help to come. Let the offense help you on the forecheck. Get some pressure on the net. You can't go 1-on-3 every single time. Not everybody has the gifts of Mario Lemieux.
A lot of opportunities here for St. Pete's. They've really controlled possession even after giving up that one goal. Coming around the outside. It'll actually go straight through everything and end up back down, and that's enough for an icing. 9:24 left in this final frame.
Would it be poetic if we got an equalizer from the Falcons and we got overtime to end the night?
Well, I know several people at the rink wouldn't be too thrilled, but boy howdy would I.
A lot of game left. Who's to say what's going to happen? We've had some crazy finishes already today. It's hard to recount them all, to be honest with you.
Looking into the corner. Marr was able to keep it in. First time I've called his name all night. Bizzelli keeping it in the zone. Marr just a little out of his reach before he could get an opportunity to challenge Hennessy. It'll trickle through, but handled by St. Pete. Bizzelli looking for Dickerson. Dickerson will take it in, but it'll be knocked right back out. Pfeiffer will handle it. He'll be challenged by Robbins. Still on the challenge. Looking ahead, Dickerson. A bit of a challenge, a bit of a physical contest there. Looking ahead, Suzuki absorbs the hit.
Rare to see a big hit at neutral ice, and both benches clamoring that they want some more. Pretty cool stuff on this nightcap of a great day of hockey.
Marr knocking it in, but it's pulled out by Dolcetto. He'll get it ahead. Suzuki's going to have to try and chase it, and it'll be enough for an icing. Now just a little bit too much mustard on that pass. It gets out of your reach. Now we have a face-off in your defensive zone.
Back and forth we go. Really hard to predict what's going on. The scoring's come in bunches a little bit here, whether it's letting off the gas a little bit, being too aggressive, or honestly just that puck luck you always clamor about, Steve. Sometimes it comes in waves. We're going to see another wave this time benefiting St. Peter's.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll clear down the ice, and this one looks like it's going to be on goal or really close, and it's going to be really close, and that'll be another icing. We'll come back down and try again. Gotta think. Head coach Nick Mio for the Falcons is considering about when he might consider using his timeout. Still 8 minutes left, still plenty of game left to decide this one. But you really want to control the momentum, and right now, 2 straight face-offs in your defensive end. Klein will take this face-off. Going towards the top, able to clear it out is Strassman. Strassman carrying it with him right on his own. Klein will chase after it. Peppers with him. Peppers will receive that in the corner. He'll be challenged by a host of St. Pete's. And it'll get back out to center. O'Brien will take it. He'll pull up as he's challenged by Filkin. Can't quite get all of that one, but O'Brien's got it back, and he'll go take it in himself. Drop it off for his buddy. Down towards the center, O'Brien. An opportunity, but he cannot finish. Klein will handle it in the corner, and he'll knock it up to Strassman. Strassman out towards Peppers. Peppers and Strassman have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Peppers able to handle it. Peppers looking for himself, but he cannot connect. Great opportunity for Peppers, but they still have numbers back. Able to challenge is Klein. And challenging there they do. Curcio and Filkin back, the defensive pairing. Little high up on the hands, but no call. And it'll go up and out of play. Shot by Jackson Schuller, one of the goal scorers we have on the ice.
You know, one point you bring up, you're talking about the strategy of when these teams might call their one and only timeout they get per game. And just more credit to all the players that play this wacky sport and play it at an elite level. You have sports like football where it's one play for a couple seconds and then nearly a minute off, and then continuing going on that. They get 6 timeouts per game. There is never a stop in this sport. You're telling me they get one of those, and that's not even for every single level? Ridiculous. Just another reason why hockey players should command even more respect than they already do.
This is where we start calling the NHL soft for having media timeouts, and they leak through! Love! Can you dig it? Sean Love, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it! And we have ourselves a tie game. This one's not over.
Pretty much an entirely scoreless first half of the game. And that's just the way hockey works. If hockey always works with things that you were on pace for, you're on pace to score 3 goals because you scored 1 through 1, the game wouldn't be as fun as it is. It's fun because everybody embraces the chaos. And that's exactly what the Falcons did. Despite finding themselves in that early hole, look at them turning this game on their head with all the momentum in the world swinging their direction.
Falcons have a great opportunity here. It's knocked away from Capel, so they won't be able to connect. Pushed ahead by Sherwood. An opportunity here for St. Peter's. Knocked away. Suzuki looking ahead. He's got Capel. Capel will join. Love still with him. Suzuki all alone but cannot hold it down. He looks to Love in the center. Love turnaround. Cannot quite get the shot off. Suzuki also can't get the shot off. Held in by Dolcetto. Tried to handle with the hands. And it looks like we may have an odd man rush going the other way. St. Peter's. He's got Madrid. Madrid looking for the pass. And they cannot connect. Almost covered by Hennessy. Challenge behind the goal, and it's going to clear out towards center. It's a foot race. Capel trying to challenge. Capel can't get all the way up there. Playing a little bit on the body after the puck had passed. An opportunity, Sherwood. Bizzelli. Oh, and a bounce, a redirect of a redirect. Off off the skate of Del Dicetto. The shot by Bazzelli ends up right in the wheelhouse of another St. Peter's player. What a series of events. Dickerson getting a shot on goal, but Hennessy locking it down and saying no.
We call that a pinball puck, the way that thing was bouncing around. Henry Sherwood was skating off for St. Peter's. I saw him go over to number 8, Alex Filkin of the Falcons. Really kind of be like, we should have had you there, should have had that. And they both kind of smiled and laughed about it. Good sportsmanship about it. But I think St. Peter's knew they had something brewing there.
The pinball wizard, it has to be the kid. Oh, and another great opportunity by Dickerson. Hennessy showing why you wear the pads, and that's why goalies wear masks. Into the corner, Peppers playing the body, getting around him. Mason Bame, goal scorer, wearing the same number as Marian Hossa, the Chicago Blackhawks, multiple-time Stanley Cup champion. Peppers able to knock it towards center, but not quite out of the zone. Little opportunity, it'll go high. High fly ball into center field, gloved by Hennessy, one away.
Penalties are always costly in any hockey game. I don't need to tell you that sort of revelation, but as we get closer and closer to the end, with it being a sudden death overtime incoming, I mean, the sudden death might as well already start now with the scoring for these teams. They broke through for a couple, whether it was on a power play, whether it was on a series of rebounds, whatever it happens to be. And if a team found themselves in the penalty box, that could be doomed for them, because it really feels like this next goal is going to win it whenever it comes, whether it be now or in the 5-minute overtime period.
Next goal's a biggie for sure. 4 minutes left, and that 4 minutes may be the deciding factor. Klein able to try and get away, but Abachan will be able to shut that down. Klein will challenge him. Klein, an opportunity, tries to get it to his teammate Strassman. Strassman on goal. Oh, and it's almost, but Brody York knows better and will not let it through. Just under 4 minutes left in this final frame.
It's another skip and bouncing puck. The backhand there, I don't know who sent it in from the Falcons. Impressive stuff to have that sort of accuracy. I'm not sure if he was looking for a pass, just trying to get it in deep, but honestly, why not? Style a little bit, young man.
Klein looking for a friendly bounce. That's actually how they got their last goal. Can't fault Brody York. It was just a weird bounce, ended up over his right shoulder and into the back of the net. Opportunity, Love, shot, score! Love, his second of the game! Where are the words? This Falcons team, 2-0 in the hole, forget about it. It's 3-2.
Throw your hearts up, Falcon faithful. Sean Love, 2 goals and seemingly as many shots for this Falcons team. And how about them? You think this game doesn't mean anything to them? Look how excited that team was celebrating Sean Love's second goal of the day. Maybe he even wants a hat trick to cap off what was a great season, not only for his team, but for the man wearing number 10 in the cream uniform.
Really solid performance by this Falcons team. St. Peter not done yet. They'll bring it out to center. Knocking it ahead, looking for Zaire, but it'll be knocked back out towards center.
What a bounce for Love after that faceoff. Really found himself all alone on the wing there. The only thing he could do was not miss it. It was pretty much spoon-fed to him. That's a dangerous guy to leave all alone by himself.
Can't argue with that. It's knocked back in. Looking for another round. Peppers. He'll be challenged. It'll knock ahead, but it'll be kept in by Roth. Suzuki looking to challenge in the pass lane, but it'll be knocked ahead to Detman. Detman looking ahead. He's got some options. Detman looking to center, but can't quite get it off, and then when he finally gets it through, it'll be knocked away. Love with a little bit of a breakaway. He's got Suzuki with him, but he can't quite connect. Suzuki will push it in, and now they'll get a change. They will not get a change, except for Love. Love will get a change. He's definitely a little tired. Peppers challenging, and he'll take it in himself. Peppers, an opportunity. Challenged on both sides. Peppers still has it. Oh, the athleticism. Oh, the humanity. Klein, another opportunity. Held in. Curcio gonna knock it back in. Peppers looking towards the center. It'll be knocked back out to Curcio. Curcio down towards the center. It'll be blocked. Pushed ahead. Scholler has an opportunity. A breakaway. He's all alone. Shot. Save! Braden Hennessy goalkeeper was lost. It says 3-3 on the scoreboard here, but no, Braden Hennessy denies Schuller on a breakaway.
Where on earth are the Falcons getting these goaltenders from? Was there a sale at the Hall of Fame store? I don't even know what's going on. We were singing the praises of Senate Strauss. Braden Hennessy, get your name down there in the stat book, young man. What a save at a time this team needed it most.
Capel will challenge. St. Pete's looking to see if they can get some momentum back. Manzella will knock it in. Sherwood there with him, joined as well by Xander Black. Bizzelli up in the blue line, trying to keep it in. Bizzelli will knock it down low. It'll end up towards the center of the ice before it's knocked back out by Capel. It's going to be close, and it is enough for an icing. We'll get a change for the Falcons and a change for St. Pete's. Under 2 minutes to go. Oh my goodness, what a game.
This is usually the litmus test right around the sub 2 minute mark. St. Peter's, maybe, assuming they get control of this puck, can go ahead and pull York out of net, get that extra skater on and try and send this one into OT. Right now, though, it's Hennessy just handling this attack from St. Peter's.
It's knocked out towards center, and with that stoppage in play for a high stick, just played with a high stick. Go ahead and give a shout out to St. Peter's normal play-by-play broadcaster, Garrett, who came up and thanked us for our work on the broadcast. We thank you for your work for St. Peter's hockey. Sounds like you were doing all of the jobs, wearing all of the hats.
You know, Garrett's probably one of maybe 36 people today that I have met, and I have been glad that I've been here to meet. All great people up here at the Recplex. Thankful for it. Let's get back to the action.
Sherwood, shot on goal. Hennessy says no. Doldicetto looking to clear it out. Gives it up to Sherwood. Sherwood looking for a backdoor that just wasn't there. And it's going to be knocked ahead. Love's able to clear it out as far as center. It'll rattle back, and it looks like it's going to be close, but no icing. Suzuki's able to challenge, and it's going to be brought back up. Let's see what St. Peter has. They've got a couple different options. Challenge right there. Detman denied by Peppers, and Suzuki's going to knock it deep, and that will be enough for an icing. 70 seconds left in this game. St. Peter, now you're thinking about whether you're going to call your timeout.
Right on cue, Steve. That is going to be York skating off. So we're going to have 6 skaters on the ice with an empty net for St. Peter's. We haven't seen that empty net bid well for the teams doing it. We've seen, I think, a trio of empty netters today to seal the deal for the teams on the offensive end. But 1-goal deficit, anything can happen.
Going to be exciting. Let's see what kind of play they were able to draw up. It's going to come back up towards the top. Abachan, challenged by Capel. Pushed out back as far as an icing. Roche will be back there to claim it. Bame headed to the bench to see if he can get a fresh set of legs. Roche looking to do the same. Out there is O'Brien, Percy.
And O'Brien's the one you want to pay attention to. Number 5 for St. Peter's, Nicholas O'Brien. He's the one that's been right in the slot, basically in the crease alongside of Hennessy as that puck just went right there. Making those redirects. He's been a beat off, but man, he connects on one. It's going to pay dividends.
Bizzelli able to keep it into the zone, knock it low. Looking towards the center. Goes through the blue paint. 42 seconds to go, trying to clear it down. And they get it all the way back down for an icing. We'll try again.
2 Falcons teammates of Braden Hennessy go and make sure he's ready for the next half minute of play. I want to smack the post a little bit in that far side. I think after deflecting off the leg pad there, Braden Hennessy, can he hold up for the remaining 37.6 or so?
Bame in the faceoff dot. Bizzelli behind him. Almost an opportunity, and there's O'Brien on the other end, but he can't get a hold of it.
What a stick in there by Oakford.
Filkin able to challenge him. It's coming around. There's only 25 seconds to go. Pushing up. Pepper's kind of waiting for it. A centering pass that doesn't connect, and it'll go out the other side. Madrid going to try and keep it in. Challenged towards the center. Pepper's able to get it out of harm's way for the moment, and we're going to get a stoppage in play for the goal being off the mount. Now in the NHL, if you push the goal off of its mount, that's a penalty for delay of game, as one fan over on the St. Peter's side wants to know.
He may have come through on the broadcast, honestly. He's passionate. We'll give him that.
But we've got 12 seconds to go. Bame going to take the face-off. Bizzelli behind him. It's going to be stolen away. Love down towards the empty net. And it's icing. We'll try again. 8.1 to go.
I don't think I've ever been as nervous today than I am right now for some reason. Something about these final 8 seconds, Steve. I'm ready for something big to happen between these two teams fighting to end the season on a good note.
It's going to be exciting, and they put Love in the best seat that they could to try and get him that Hattie. It'll end up back, and it's enough for another icing, but it'll be 2 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what they can draw up. If you haven't already called your timeout, I'd be looking to the bench to see if I could do it, but maybe the coaches are ready to go home too.
For the basketball fans, Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in 35 seconds. Can we get a goal in 2 for St. Peter's?
It's likely, but let's see how they line this one up. There's the face-off, and a scrum that just does not result, and it'll flip over the front. Looks like just a real close one there. Bain flips over the front of, I believe that was Peppers. Wasn't an intentional sort of thing, just a challenge right there, and that'll be the game. Falcons, oh my goodness, what a comeback on the back of 2 goals by Love.
Have the team shake hands at center ice, exchange their pleasantries, or maybe lack thereof, between these two division rivals. Falcons, positive win to end the season on. St. Peter's, of course, great regular season. Not every team can skip off into the sunset down the yellow brick road, unfortunately. That's about all I have on this one, but Steve, I'm going to go ahead and let us reflect on just a wonderful day of playoff hockey that we had. It was the dream of every hockey fanatic to sit here and watch nothing but young elite hockey talent go at it when the stakes mattered most.
It was high-end talent. It was excitement, ups, downs. We saw exactly 1 blowout, and I think 4 different overtime games, to include a game that we didn't even have, that we didn't even cover, different playoff bracket. But a phenomenal day of hockey. Oh my goodness, the Falcons able to get some redemption there in the final frame. What a finish. What a finish to the day. What a great day of hockey. And we're back here right tomorrow at 10:20 in the morning.
What do you say we all come back here 10:20 in the morning? We're going to watch these Bantam Red Tiers 1, 2, and 3 go off in order here on the green rink. Think you'll be with me, Steve?
Absolutely, 100% of the way. For those in the area, make sure you come on down to the Recplex in Pleasant Prairie. But if you're watching at home, we'll be on the broadcast. For Yunbin Cho on the technical director, Dan Pfeiffer behind the camera, Andy Diedrich on color, I'm Steve Taylor. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.